pleasant good night, everybody. Good afternoon, good morning. Wherever you are right now, I would like to say welcome to our webinar that we have here tonight. I will be your host tonight. My name is Ralston Robinson, coming to you live out of Mandeville, Jamaica. And I'm just here right now sitting in on behalf of the Hurricane, Sir Patrick Couchman, who is doing such a phenomenal job for Wizbraintech. Just this morning, he had a very good session, right? He had a very good meeting this morning with the Jamaica Table Tennis Association. And he went back to the office, our office in Jamaica. He was there a part of the day, and then he had a meeting back in Portmore. I was talking to him earlier, and just as he was there waiting for the meeting to get underway, right, a transformer blew right beside the building where he was at, right? And like the trooper that he is, Patrick said, you know what happened? If I have to do the presentation right now, tonight, without any power, I am going to do it, right? Because the name of Wizbraintech, right? The vision, the mandate of Wizbraintech, it needs to be out there. It needs to get on in the ears of everybody. We need to get Wizbraintech on the lips of everybody, right? So I would like to invite you all tonight, once again, to our weekly webinar. I'll get started. Now, what I'd like to touch on first of all, everybody, right? As we know that Friday, the 15th of October, it's a very critical time, right? And what we understand is that over the past month from September, we have our Fragrance of the Month Club that has started. And we were given store credit for the month of September, and it was held over until the second week of October, which ends this Friday. So what that means is this, is that everybody who has received store credit, right, from last month coming on until now, what will be happening come Friday is that the CEO, Maxine Thompson, right, she wants to solidify. She'd like to solidify the matrix, right? Everybody who's in the monthly club, she'd like to ensure that everybody's your position, it is set, because once it is set, guys, it is set. When you see your earning, there are some persons who are already seeing income in their back offices, right? Your monthly income should never dip below that again, right? So, guys, very important. Speak to your team, speak to your downline, have them go out by Friday and pay this $35 because life begins now. Now, if you guys will allow me to just talk to you guys for a little bit as I'm going to get into the presentation, right? And this will also give more persons some time to get in on the call tonight, because chances are I might be adding a little breaking news somewhere in one of these stages, okay? So you might want to stick around for that. Like I said, I might, okay? So listen to this, guys. Now, if you're here, if you're on the call, or if you're listening to the recording and you doubt that you can do $35 a month, what I'd like for you to do is this. I would like for you to ask yourself the question, right? Ask yourself the question, what need do you have right now? What is it that you hope to accomplish right now, right? And thus that will tell you your why you need to do Wizbraintech, or why you are doing Wizbraintech, right? Because what I know is this, once you have your why properly defined, it usually brings you to your how. Now, what I've found out in times past is that people tend to see their how as something that is problematic, right? And thus sometimes that tends to shift us from a positive state of mind to a negative state of mind as soon as something begins to go off course, right? But what I'd like for everybody to do tonight, right? I'd like for you to do this. Start seeing your problems as challenges, right? Because when you see your problem as a challenge, that will now shift your mindset from a negative state to a positive state, right? To a more upbeat state of mind, to an even more creative state of mind. And what that usually do for us is this. When you get to this place where you see your problems as challenges, it usually leads us to a place that we now find solution for these challenges, right? So let me give you guys a golden nugget tonight. Listen to this. About 4 months ago, or a little bit above 4 months ago, right, somebody mentioned to me, and this is what the person mentioned to me. The person said this: the lion that focuses on one prey gets to eat. Listen to this. The lion that focuses on one prey gets to eat. Now, I'd like for you to allow that to marinate in your mind for a little bit. And the reason why I'm sharing that with you is this, right? There are some times we allow the next best thing to have us distracted, right? Or what we consider the next best thing, right? We have a lot of stuff that keeps on popping up. We have persons who jump from one thing, they jump to another thing, and just imagine a lion, right? If you notice the lion, when he's going after his prey, right, he's like in stealth mode, right? Nothing breaks his focus, right? And when he pounces, he usually, right, I would say maybe the better part of 90% when a lion, right, carries out his plan to the T, right, and he pounces on his prey, he is usually successful. So listen to this, guys. All right, another thing you need to know is this. The lion usually tend to go after what is considered the weakling of the pack. And you know what happened? The weakling of the pack, you know, may not be a lion or one of the pack members who are feeble, but it is just one of those that broke away from the pack, so they don't have the coverage anymore. They don't have that protection anymore, so they're now in a place where they're left vulnerable, right? So look at this now. I want for you guys to see Wizbraintech, right, as that prey that broke away from the pack. And I'm going to put the positive spin on it right now. Listen to this, right? Because all it simply means is this. Wizbraintech have separated themselves from any other system that is out there right now, right? It has broken away entirely from the pack, and it is begging to be taken advantage of. Imagine this. Which other company do you know out there right now that share their profits with their customers, right? That gives option, right? The option of no monthly fees. There is no sponsoring required with Wizbraintech, right? No monthly volumes will be flushed or units or points, right? You can start earning your very first day with no money down, right? Plus, Wizbraintech has instituted something where your monthly payment, should you choose to opt for the option that we have for the monthly payment, right? They have instituted something that your monthly payment will be taken care of once you begin to take action. I'll explain more of that to you in a little bit. But what I want for us guys to do tonight is this, right? I want for us to have a lion's approach, right? I would like for us to focus on one prey only and watch how fast our lives are radically transformed. You are going to be amazed, right? Now let me move on. Thank you for hearing that golden nugget just now. Okay, so before I begin, right, I must read this disclaimer to you, right? You agree that our company is not responsible for the success or failure of your business decisions relating to any information presented by our company or our company's products or services, right? Our head office is out of the Bronx, New York, right? You're seeing the address there on the screen, our telephone number, and our website is www.wizbraintech.com. Also, last month in Jamaica, right, something spectacular happened. Last month in Jamaica, we opened up our physical store here on the island of Jamaica, shop number 1, 5 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10, right? And as you can see on the screen, These are some of the stuff that we have to offer. It is truly remarkable, guys. And as you know, Patrick has gone out to the office, and Patrick did such a phenomenal job the last Sunday morning, where he was on the program on the radio, right, with Bishop Mark Stewart, right, of the Jamaica Restoration Breakthrough Ministries, where he did a wonderful job repping for Wizbraintech, and because of that, the office has been buzzing ever since. Every time of the day, he had to solicit help by the office because of how many presentations they have to be doing on a daily basis since that time. Okay, guys, so here we have it, right? Our Fragrance of the Month Club. This is indeed the most powerful thing. I heard the CEO says that this is the most powerful part of Wizbraintech so far. Now, how do you become a member? Right? You must be a customer of Wizbraintech and make your monthly purchase of $35 US. Now, let me say this, guys. We still have two more parts to Wizbraintech, as you know, right? We have WizTech and we have WizTech Enhanced. And as you know, with WizTech and WizTech Enhanced, there are no monthly fees required for those two programs that we have in the one system here, right? But to become a part of the Fragrance of the Month Club, right, you first have to be a customer of Wizbraintech, and you have to commit to pay that $35 a month to be a part of this unique club. Now, how is it, or how do you earn in this club? Now, the first thing that happens for us is that we receive what we know as our Fast Start bonus. And guys, this is where the game has absolutely has been changed from anything that I've seen out there, right? One thing we know is this. In times past, what I have seen, many persons with joy, they jump to a new program, right? For their first few months, the authorship doesn't matter. Right? They're going through, they're building their organization, or at least they're trying to build their organization, but guess what happened? It always comes to a point where based on what happens with the team, persons begin to find it strenuous to pay their monthly authorship. But what Wizbraintech has done for us is this, right? The first 3 customers that join us in this position that we call our 1x3 position, right? Whether we sign them on personally or whether we benefit from what we call a spillover from somebody above us, right? It comes and it falls on our first three position, right? It's going to pay us $11 a piece, and that is going to give us constantly $33 a month. All we need out of pocket is just $2 to put on that to pay for our monthly residuals. Guys, I've never seen this before in any company. If you have seen it, let me know. After your fast start bonus, right, you're now advanced to your stage number 1. This is how it works. Yes, the first 3 persons that you get, right, as you can see, number 1 join you, number 2 join you, and number 3 join you. This now pays you $11 a piece, right? And this will be constant every single month. And after this, you're now advanced to your stage number 1. In stage number 1, you'd have earned $80 monthly plus the $33 for your fast start bonus. Then you're advanced to your stage number 2. Now let me show you how that works, right? You're now entered in what we call our 1x4 matrix. So the first person who falls in your 1x4, they pay you $20. The next person who falls in line pays you another $20. Your third person pays you another $20, and your fourth person now pays you another $20 for the grand total of $80 US. And bear in mind, guys, that this is in addition to the $33 that you would have earned in your previous stage moving on to now, right? And bear in mind this, that you don't have to sponsor anybody. But as I always said at Wizbraintech, we don't promote laziness. But I'm saying that to say this. You may wonder, how can I do this? Bear in mind that you're not alone, you're a team together, and the persons above you, right, and the persons even below you, they're helping you to build your organization, so you're not alone. You're now advanced to your stage number 2. In stage number 2, you'd have earned $150 monthly, and now your sponsor has a reason to smile. Because guess what happened, right? Your sponsor now earns $50 when you earned your first $150, right there. You're now advanced to your stage number 3. In stage number 3, for your monthly income, yes, for your monthly, this is how it works. For the monthly $150, right, this is how it works. You're now entered into your 2x2 matrix, very easy. You're going to see how fast, right? The first person who joins you, right, you're paid $75. The next person who joins you, you're paid an additional $75 for a grand total of $150 US. Now you're advanced to your stage number 3, and guys, life begins here, because this stage is truly a game changer, as I've seen right from what we had before and where we are right now. The CEO, she has implemented something wonderful, and guys, life truly begins at this stage, right? From where we were before and where we are right now, this stage gives me a reason to smile, because guess what happened, right? When you have completed this stage, imagine this, guys. Where have you ever heard before, right, a company providing medical insurance, right? Let me read this to you. Wizbraintech also, in addition to that, right, will donate $2,000 US to the church of your choice. So you come to stage number 3 and you're paid $4,550. You get free, or you get your medical insurance taken care of, and the church of your choice now receive $2,000 US. Now imagine if you got your church members on board. Imagine if you got your pastor on board. Imagine what this can do for your church, and not just your church, but the community on a whole, because we have a lot of churches that they do provide community outreach services. So imagine what this is going to do for you and your congregation and your pastor. Your sponsor now receives $50 US. And this is how it works, guys. Let me show you how it works. You are now entered into what we call our 2x3 matrix, right? So the first person who falls in your first position pays you $275. Your next person pays you another $275, right, for $550. We now have this next row that doesn't pay you anything, but guess what happened, guys, right? Your third row now begin to pay you $500 a piece over the next 8 persons. Look at that, for a grand total of $4,550 US. Now this is really amazing, because now you advance to your stage number 3, and guys, your stage number 4, and for me personally, I call this stage the lifestyle stage, right? I call this the lifestyle change. That's just my coining of the stage, because on this stage you're now paid $8,000 US monthly, and in addition to that, right, you would have received, right, a weekend for 2 at a 5-star hotel or resort, right? Plus you'd have gotten a gift card at the value of $1,000 US. You can go to the resort, right? We give you that $1,000 gift card. You can go, right, whatever you want to do at your own leisure. Go to the gift shop, right? You can go hiking. You can go do whatever you want to do. These nice attractions that they have on the beach side. You can go and just enjoy yourself, because like I call it, the lifestyle stage, right? It is absolutely phenomenal, guys. I've never heard of this before. And look at this. in addition to the $2,000 that you'd have received on stage number 3, you are now going to receive an additional $4,000 to your church or the church of your choice. Now, your pastor is going to love you. And guys, this is the reason why you need to get this in the hands of as many pastors as possible. You need to get this in the hands of as many congregants as possible, because, guys, this is going to change the landscape of poverty in your neck of the woods. Imagine 10 people in just your congregation alone that is receiving, right, this unique benefit and pledging it to your congregation or some other congregation, right? That would be like $60,000 US every single month that Wizbraintech is going to pay. So they're not going to touch your $8,000 or your $4,550 in the previous stage, but they're going to give you an additional $2,000 over that stage and an additional $4,000 here. It is truly amazing. And guys, your sponsor now receive $1,000 US. And let me put a little snippet in here now. Guys, I can barely stand my heel. I'm only going to give you guys a little insight, but I won't go in it. I'll allow for Sir Patrick to do, right, the breaking news on this one. I'll just give you one thing that has been added, right? I'm just going to drop it right here. For this stage, right, what the CEO has implemented for this stage, now this is truly remarkable, right? She wants to allot, right, $1,500 extra US dollars to go towards your monthly rent, or if you're somebody who's paying mortgage, you can put that towards your mortgage, right? Now, there are other stuff coming to this stage, but that's all I'm going to give you for now. Guys, this is truly, truly fantastic. It is really a blessing, right? Because can you imagine what $1,500 extra dollars is going to do for you just to go towards your rent or your mortgage? Wow, this is truly great. I'm really excited because there's some other stuff coming. But like I said, I'm only going to give you guys this for now. Let me move on. Now, before we advance to stage number 5, right? This is how it works. Your first person is going to pay you, because this is still a 2x3 matrix, right? So your first person pays you $1,500. Your second person pays you another $1,500. There are no payments on your second level, but on your third level, you'd have gotten paid $625 US a piece over your next 8 persons, right? And that will complete, right, your payment of your $8,000 for this stage, plus your weekend for 2 at the resort or hotel of your choice, 5-star, right? Plus your sponsor is going to receive, right? Your sponsor is going to receive that $1,000. This is just pure excitement on my part, guys. And I just gave you a little snippet of a little breaking news. You're going to get that $1,500 on your stage number 4 for to go towards your monthly rent or your mortgage. Now, my goodness, can our CEO be any more generous? It is truly, truly phenomenal what God is using this wonderful woman of God to do. So now you move on to your stage number 5. And wow. Guys, stage number 5 pays you a grand total of $45,000 US monthly, plus your car bonus. Can you imagine that, right? Your sponsor receives $5,000 US. And look at this. I like to say this, right? Some time ago, I heard the CEO. She saw some pictures of a car, and she said, you know what happened? I don't want for the people within this organization to drive those cars, because I've seen those cars being used to run taxis, right? I want for the people within this organization, this wonderful program, to be driving the best, right? And she said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the dealers for the Mercedes-Benz and the dealers for the BMW, right? Because I want for the folks in Wizbraintech to be driving the very best once you get to your stage number 5. And for right now, right, we only have this program available in Jamaica and in the United States. I would love to believe that Trinidad and Tobago will be the next country to get on board this, because recently Wizbraintech has been registered in Trinidad and Tobago. So I believe they're going to be the next place that this is now going to be available to, right? So let me show you how stage number 5 works. We're still doing 2x3s, right? So your first person would have paid you $12,000. Your next person pays you another $12,000, right? No payment on your next level. But on your third level, you'd have received $2,625 over the next 8 persons, right? For the grand total of 45,000 US dollars. Wow, this is truly amazing. And then now you'd have moved on to your stage number 6. And guys, as you know by now, stage number 6 is the retirement stage. I've heard about the 401ks, I've heard about the other pension plans, right? But guess what happened, guys? This is the ultimate pension plan. This is the ultimate retirement stage, right? Because now in stage number 6, you would have received a whopping $200,000 monthly. Can you imagine that? Imagine what this is going to enable you to do, right? Because all I'm seeing for this stage is just time freedom and financial freedom to do all the things that you've ever wanted to do. You can retire at a very early age, right? Once you've hit this level. And guess what? Your sponsor will receive $10,000 US. So guys, listen to this. We're not promoting greed in Wizbraintech. We still want for you guys to help your team members to qualify, at least for their monthly fast start bonus to pay, to keep them in the residual bonuses, right? But imagine when you start to share this with more persons, if you had, right, 10 more persons, that would have been an additional $100,000 monthly, right, for a grand total of $300,000. Can you imagine? Wow, let me move on. This is absolutely awesome. And this is how it works. Because the stage number 6, it is a straight 2x2. So guys, when this thing starts to populate and persons start to fall in positions, you're going to see how fast you begin to get through this level. And let me say this to you to be realistic. What if this took you a year to do? I know it would be well worth it. What if stage number 6 took you even 2 years to do? Right? I know for a fact it will be still well worth it, because after that, guys, it is like smooth sailing after that into your retirement stage, right? In this 2x2, what you have is that your first person is going to pay you $100,000, and your next person will also pay you an additional $100,000, right? And that is our final stage. Imagine, guys, outside of the $6,000 that you'd have already garnered by the time you reach here, imagine how many other churches you can start to help before other people begin to qualify to help your own churches. Because that's what we're about, guys. We're about the caring, the loving, the sharing, the giving. That's what Wizbraintech represents. Imagine you being in your community, right? Helping with school projects, helping with your community center, right? The young people in your community or whatever program they have going on in your community. Imagine you sponsoring a sports team, right? Imagine you sponsoring some clubs in your community. This is going to be, oh my goodness, this is going to be so awesome. I can speak for Jamaica, and it's going to benefit. It's going to be huge for the Caribbean. It's going to be huge across the globe. Just imagine what you as one individual can do, much less your team members having the same mind and heart doing the very same thing. You move into your community and you just want to be a blessing to somebody, right? You like to do home renovations, not just on your own home, but your neighbor's home. This is going to enable us, guys, to be a huge blessing a huge, I like to use the word huge in this situation, because notice, guys, each time the CEO brings something on board and brings something on stream, the only thing that keeps on happening is that we keep on expanding for the better. So I can only use the word huge. Look at that little breaking news I gave you just now, and guess what happened? It doesn't stop there. There are more stuff to come. She's just trying to ease us into it one by one, so we don't go crazy of how fantastic this thing is. Now, guys, I can't wait for the grand link-up for Wizbraintech, be it Carnival Cruise or any other cruise liner out there, right? I can't wait for that massive grand link-up, because I've met some wonderful person in my short time of this program, and I can't wait to begin to put faces, right? And not just faces on screens. I'm talking about live faces to the voices and the many conversations I've had so far. I can't wait for that grand link-up, guys, right? That long-awaited vacation that you've dreamed of, it is now possible. If you don't want it, send somebody else. Oh my goodness. Now, these are some of the ways, or these are the ways that we have that a person can pay for their monthly fees, right? For Jamaica only, we have Scotiabank. You can just walk right into any Scotiabank and just make a deposit in our Jamaican account or our US account that we have here, right? WB Tech and Accessories. If you're somebody who pay online, you can use PayPal, right, with your Visa card and your MasterCard attached to your PayPal. The same for Payza, the same for Solid Trust Pay, right? Bitcoin, we now have Bitcoin, the option of Bitcoins, right? You can pay from your Bitcoin account. I would like to encourage everybody, listen to this, another important point of information. We all need to begin to apply for our UPaid cards, because that's how we're going to getting paid, guys, right? That's how we're going to be getting paid. The company Wizbraintech is going to, whatever we have earned, whatever is in our e-wallet that is permitted to us, that is rightfully ours, they're going to send it to our UPaid account. So we need to begin to all register for our UPaid account, that we can all get our UPaid card, right? And for the United States only, we have the Genie cash box, which perhaps might be one of the safest, if not the safest way a person can pay their way using the Genie cash box. And we have a video of how that operates. So guys, your monthly earnings are deposited in your e-wallet. Withdrawal requests are honored monthly. Now please get back to the person who invited you and let them know that you're now ready to join this wonderful, fantastic club today. And we have now come to the end of this session of our weekly webinar. And I'm going to stop the recording right now. And then I'm going to